English Podcast Group 4.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or even at night. I'm Leah, and welcome to our podcast session. Today we will be talking about each other's unforgettable experience. To our first speaker, we will start off with Gerhard.
Okay, hello, ma'am. Yeah. So today I'm going to talk about like my experience that I had a long time ago. So I was in kindergarten and I have the family of dogs. There's one mother and then two female and two males. Well, I had them before I even remember anything. Well, after that, well, well, when I graduated kindergarten, uh, four of the dogs died, so there's only one male left. And this male, well, always wants to play with me. Uh, maybe like he always try to uh steal my socks and always like run to me. Well, at kindergarten, I was still small, and I'm scared of my own dog because, he's scary. He is a Labrador and a muscular and strong body, so I was scared at him. Well, after there's only one dog left, my mom doesn't even want have to have it again because he is naughty, and every time mom tried to wash him, is he always ran away. So, well, after a few maybe days or months, my mom asked my auntie to take care of it. So, and then my auntie came at night, and she took it. Well, that time uh, I was crying, and I was uh, regretting a lot. Uh, Well, my sister tried to comfort me with showing me available dogs to buy, but well, that doesn't work out. So after when I was fourth grade, my mom showed me that my dog is still alive and he have so many kids. Well, now at when I was like 7 years after I don't have a dog and I miss my dog really much. My sister brought me a dog, so I was like really surprised and shocked. But the first time I saw this dog, I was stressed out because the doctor told me that, well, I have allergic to this and those kind, more than the chart. Well, my doctor told me to like stay away from dogs, but my sister told me that this dog is hypoallergic, so I was relieved about that. Well, I was in the apartment that time because my house got renovated. So after that renovation, my dog came back because when it was renovation, I was in the apartment and I gave my dog to my sister, and my sister gave it to uh well his and her her friend. So after a few months, I finally met this dog again, and then I was really happy because every time I went home from school, I always greet him, and well, that's it. Greet her. So and then my mom is kind of stressed out because she's really naughty because she always destroy the couch and eat the sandal. So, well, yeah, but my mom is trying to teach her right now, and it kind of worked out. So that's it. That was my unforgettable experience that I had it, and I was really happy about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerhard. Thank you, Gerhard, for sharing. So, I'm gonna start out with my questions. So, first of all, about your Labrador, you remember its name?
No, I don't because at that time I was really scared of him, and well every the dog every everyone in the family of the dogs because well it's kind of like scary and like muscular, so it's like oh I was scared of it because I was still a little kid and well I was scared of my own dogs and I don't even
Hmm.
remember.
Yeah, my other question is, did it steal anything other than your socks?
Well, I don't really know because the one that I still remember is stealing the socks and scratching the door.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it from the questions. Kenny.
All right, my turn. So you said that when you managed to when your mom told you that the dog was still alive and had a lot of kids, did she told you how many exactly were the kids?
No, because well, my mom only told me that he is still alive, and I think I remember she told me that is they my dog already have grandchild. I don't know. I don't really remember.
Ah, thank you. That's it for me.
Hmm. All right. So we're gonna move on to Kenny's story. Yes, Kenny's
All
story.
right. Okay. So my unforgettable experience is about my sixth grade end of the year. So at the end of the sixth year, me and my friends were pretty riled up because at the end we were about to organize some kind of dance. Now, obviously, this meant that we had to perform in front of the whole school and parents. That is pretty much what makes me kind of terrified because, like, just imagine performing in front of the whole school and the parents. That must been like what, more than 100 people watching us. But anyway, there are three of the six grades: 6A, 6B, and 6C. All three of these classes, all of them choose to do the dances. However, ours were considered so spectacular. We were chosen to be the one at the at the final at the final leg of the event, and we were considered as the climax. Now, obviously, this meant that we had to watch the first two classes present their dances. It was actually rather beautiful since they already had their own props, and it is also quite rather obvious that they already practiced. Now, from these two dances, I distinctly remember that the favorite one was something like a thank you to the teacher because it was a song that I really recognized from long ago. Can't remember exactly from when, but I just recognized it. Now, when it was our turn, we were led to the backstage. We then put on our clothes, our props, and we got ready. Me and several of the other boys do the first dances. The first to do the first dance. It was called Dreamer Dance. Up until now, the melody was so catchy, I could still recall some of it, and I can also still do a bit of the dances. We danced, and it was beautiful. And then the next dance was Wonderland Indonesia. Now the rest of my friends dance on this, and it was rather very, very good. At the end, we basically do the like the cheerleading final build up, like yes, 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 and then we pose for the final pose, where to be photographed. All in all, it was certainly a memorable experience. My only complaint was I was very, very nervous. In fact, I forgotten to carry my own cap as part of the property, so I had to literally borrow from somebody else. But aside from that, everything is fine. Thank you to listening my story. Now, any questions?
All right. So very interesting story. I'm on first out. So my first question is, why pick this as your unforgettable experience? Why not anything else?
Well, I picked this because one, the music and the dance is rather memorable for me. Secondly, the other of my experiences typically involve something that is disappointing for me or sometimes outright displeasing or making me sick, like the one where I decided to do the community service.
Oh, okay. My other question is, what you do in the backstage again? You said you put on props. Did you put on like a costume or anything?
Ah, so we basically put on our clothes. For the dreamer, it was basically like yellow t-shirts, jeans, and caps. And for the Wonderland Indonesia, Farid clothings.
Oh, okay. That's it for my questions. Gerhard, do you have any?
So for me, first one, did you make mistakes? Other than you didn't bring the cap, did you make mistakes on like when you're performing? And the second one, did you enjoy or you didn't enjoy anything from the the process of you uh the process of like this performance?
Alright, to answer your question, Gerard, yes, I did a mistake, but that only happened in the setup. I forgot to carry my cap, and so I needed to borrow somebody else. As for the dances themselves, they were basically great. Can't complain about them. And I also really like the whole dance. And the only thing that I disliked was the nervousness I had before starting the dance. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny.
Alright, so I suppose it's my turn now. So my unforgettable experience happened around a year ago. It was me, my mom, my dad, and my little sister. So I just came back from the National Monument, Monas, and I just planned on resting for a little while. So, but on the next day, my dad came up to me, and then he said, like, "Come on, we gotta go on a road trip." Now, for a little bit of context, my dad's road trip lasts about like 3 to 5 hours, and yeah, it's just all in all really long and annoying. So after a little bit of back and forth, I had no choice, just give up, pack my things, and then got in the car, went on the road trip. So the whole trip took around like 4 hours, and after some motion sickness and also some rocky terrain, I'm really prone to motion sickness. We arrived at a place called JSI Resort or Jeep Station Indonesia. Gonna be honest with you, I wasn't too keen on this place considering about the other villas I've or other resorts I've already seen or visited to. So I was also extremely tired. So I was soon proven wrong because this place was kind of big and there was like a lot of villas, multiple breakfast halls, public swimming pool, and a lot of things to do at the resort. So my dad helped us check in, went to our villa, and then yeah, we settled down in our villa. There was a lot of things to do there. So uh there was one a private swimming pool, there was multiple bedrooms, also some TVs as well. And yeah, I just relaxed for a little bit from the beginning of the day because again I was pretty tired. So in the afternoon my dad uh wanted me to do some activities that were offered at the resort, and the ones that we ended up doing because of our time frame was riding an ATV. For the people that haven't done that activity, I highly recommend it because it's really fun. It's so fun, in fact, that I rode around it until around the evening, where I switched out with my dad because I was tired yet again. So later on at night, my dad apparently had a barbecue and a feast sent to our straight to our villa. It was pretty nice. And I was full by the end of it and just immediately went to sleep. So when I woke up, had only a couple hours left before we had to go back home. So I visited the local animal enclosure. There's like a lot of birds and stuff, a lot of animals, and ate breakfast at the big breakfast hall from food from around the world. Gonna be honest with you, it was actually pretty fun time, and for the people that haven't visited JSI Resort, I highly recommend it. All right, so that was my unforgettable experience. Does anyone have any questions about it?
Okay, I have a question. So first one, uh, well, how do you, what should I say? How do you feel when you first time you saw the villa? Is it like what you expected or more than you expected? And number two, uh, is it far from the nearest city or like is it like in the mountains or what? That's it.
Alright, so for the first one, I'd say that it was a lot better than my expectations. And for the second one, since the terrain was kind of rocky and I was tired, I like slept through most of the trip, so I didn't really notice. I assumed that it was off the city road from reading the reviews too. Said that was, yeah, off the road, kind of far from the city, you know. So Kenny, do you also have any questions, Kenny?
All right, that's one question. So, so you know when you get when your father decided to say that we are going to the road trip, did it surprises you like you were expecting a totally normal day, not going anywhere?
You gotta be honest. Yeah, it did. Because I already told you this, but I already said this my sorry. Sorry. I was just planning on resting the entire day, maybe enjoy myself. But then my father just came up to me like in the afternoon, so like, hey, we're gonna go on a road trip. So yeah, at first this shocked me, but my dad being my dad, yeah, doesn't really surprise me anymore nowadays. Is that it from the questions from you, Kenny?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, so if that's all the questions, I think this wraps up today's session. Thank you, Ma'am Leah, for tuning in. If uh, we have another thing to do, we will definitely have another session, and we will talk about it here. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.